welcome to part 2 of choosing a hosting provider. In part 1, we discussed dedicated hosting, shared hosting, and cloud hosting. Today we're going to discuss the option that we at LazyCat Themes use, VPS hosting. VPS stands for Virtual Private Server. It's called Virtual Private Server because you don't actually have a private server. You actually have a bit of a bigger server. But it is set up in such a way that you have full control of it, just like it is actually your server. For the blogger, a VPS is indistinguishable from an actual dedicated server. They work the same and they are set up the same. Now because of this, there are 3 basic types of VPS that you can get. First is unmanaged. You literally have to install the operating system, permission to file systems, install everything. This is what we do at LazyCat Themes, but I highly recommend not doing it unless you do IT for a living. The second is managed hosting. The degree of management varies and some even offer a partially managed version, but this is a better option than unmanaged for most bloggers. They take care of such things as choosing the operating system, updating the operating system, setting up the web server, configuring the file permissions, etc, etc. And lastly, there's WordPress managed hosting. This is an increasingly popular option. And basically the web hosting provider is saying, yeah, we know VPSs can do anything. You can run a chat client, a gaming server, a statistical calculation engine on that server, but we know that all you actually want to do is run a single WordPress install on it. We're going to sort out all the stuff to do with that. We'll create it, configure it, optimize it, and update it, and all you have to do is access WordPress and put your articles and photos on it. We'll do the rest. So the pros of VPS hosting are you have full control of the server. You can install anything you want. When something isn't right, you can look at the memory and CPU usage and log files and get to the bottom of it. Secondly, generally speaking, you get a well-defined amount of resources that is a lot more than what you would get with something like shared hosting. And lastly, if you use WordPress managed hosting, then you can get a box that is really set up properly to do exactly what you want it to do. The cons of VPS hosting are, firstly, if you use unmanaged hosting, you are facing a brutally painful learning curve. Maybe you might be sitting there wondering why your website is slow, and to find out any answers, you have to execute a 38-character Linux command. I've been there, it isn't fun. And lastly, it isn't dynamically upgradable like the cloud hosting is. You'll find that upgrading the server is fairly easy, but it won't be instantaneous. Personally, I don't think this is much of a problem. Okay, so what do I do if I want to start a blog? I'm confused. Well, I've put together LazyCat Themes' 3 golden rules for choosing a hosting provider. 1. Although you can shop around, you will get what you pay for. Seriously, the spiel on the website might say 4 CPUs and 8 GB of RAM and blazingly fast server, but you aren't going to get web hosting for $8 a month that is faster than a dedicated server for $200 a month. 2. Generally the thing they emphasize isn't the thing that is the problem. The difference between 2 hosting schemes sometimes will be one has 50 GB of space and the other has unlimited space. 50 GB is plenty of space. We'll never need that for our professional food blog server that also hosts 2 theme demos and a storefront. We won't even need it 10 years from now. But the same package doesn't tell you how fast the server is, what CPU you have access to, really anything at all. Beware deliberate misdirection. 3 is always have one eye on the next decision. Sure, you're only just starting out with your blog. Maybe just get the cheapest shared package. But why not think a step ahead? Pencil in the option for when you have 5,000, 10,000 page views a day. Make sure the people you are getting your hosting from can upgrade to the package that you need to be on next. Now, it would be great if they could just do that for you and ship your stuff across. Ask them about it. Don't be afraid. Future-proof your plan. Okay, but I'm starting a blog. What should I do? Well, I'll tell you what I would do. And this is not based on what we did. I'm a technical architect. I chose a different path for different reasons. I think you want to start with the cheapest shared hosting package that you can find and optimize it with a CDN. Check out this 2-part video that shows you how to do that. Then, when your business grows enough that you feel your website is slow or your server starts creaking, then upgrade to a WordPress managed VPS. For me, that represents the best combination of control, power, and ease. If you've enjoyed these videos and would like to be informed when I post more, and there are many more to come, please click my face in the bottom right and subscribe. If you have any ideas for videos, please leave a comment anywhere in this YouTube video.